Lira has been in the industry for 13 years, and this past Friday she dropped her 6th studio album titled Born Free. The album is one that is giving messages of hope to the young South African generation.
The album Born Free is really, for me, I guess a call to action for us to be a bit more conscious about what freedom means to each of us. And it's not a political state of freedom, it's more a mental state, and especially our generation. I've always said that, you know, with the transition from apartheid to a democratic South Africa, we weren't taught how to be free. And that's what we need to do. We need to define it for ourselves. And for me, I feel the happiest, the most joyful state we can achieve as human beings is when we're just being ourselves. So just to actualize that freedom. And it's really just literally the whole album is about that.
We can be the reason why. We can keep a hope alive. We can be the right ones for the task.
Listen, you don't know where we're at the Gold Reef City, Lira Theatre. We just watched Lira's performance for a city. It's a new one, right? And guess what? I didn't get it for free. I bought it. I bought it and she autographed it, Born Free. My favorite song here is Listen, my man. This girl, South African, but I really want you to listen to the city and listen to what she has to say, because you miss something because you're not in the show. The stuff that she has to say before every song, it's amazing. She's brainy, she's developed, she's musically, she's just amazing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And I promise you, people are going to enjoy this. This is going to be a classic. This is going to be a keeper.
We can be
Born Free has a different sound from what we've been hearing from the songstress over the years.
We can be the right ones.
This album has a fresh upbeat tune fused with the smooth urban style that we all know her for.
I feel like it's evolved. If anything, it's an evolution of the sound. It's larger, it's anthemic. And I wanted to carve myself a sound that I could take to the world. Something global yet African.
There's a lot of different influences in the album, and we didn't intend it to be that way. It's kind of like it just happened. And yeah, you know, music production, songwriting, it's never a clear route. It's like you can either try to be very boxed and go, you know, I'm going to be a hip-hop artist or a house artist. Then I think the process is a little easier. But when you're influenced by so many different styles and you want to bring across a message and emotion rather than necessarily speak to one specific group, you know, your palette is so much wider. You can lose people in that same breath, but I hope in this case we actually embraced a wider audience.
Besides it from a guitarist point of view, I think from a human point of view, this album means a lot to me, because since I've joined in 2011 till now, it's been a slow process, but Lee was always on that tip of, hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? What's happening with your life and stuff like that. So she's always been that kind of mentor figure, and this album is just like basically the sum of that entire mentorship wrapped up in words, melodies, and tunes.
The challenges Lira faced when growing up are challenges that many can relate to. The definition of freedom in Born Free is derived from a personal point than from a political stance. This body of work seeks to inspire and create change mentally.
You see, this is the difficulty, because it seems to change week by week. It really depends on what's going on in my life. For my birthday this year, I kept playing Bravery. And I think it's because the album, of course, was released on pre-order on iTunes. And I was like, you know, I have to let go of this thing I've been working on for 2 years. And I knew that it was sort of, you know, people would be like, oh, why is she all brave, or rather Born Free? What's that about? So it required some bravery in that sense. So that was my theme song, to say, I'm doing this, I'm going full force. But right now I'm loving Segunja. That's my jam. That's my jam. I love that song, yeah.
Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Lira on her 6th album. the timing of the release in terms of what's going on in our country at the moment, with everybody trying to really experience this freedom that we thought that we had, from 94, But what I liked about the whole message and what she's all about, you look at her album offering throughout. It has been about hope, it has been about promoting self-worth, and also saying that you are important, and if you take yourself seriously, then the world will see the same through you and your actions.
If we have to talk about one of the important messages that you found from the album, what would you say you're really resonating to and is touching your soul?
Oh my God, she just went straight to my heart when she started speaking about believing in yourself and being who you are, and people telling you about what you are and you not discovering who you are. And we grew up like that. We grew up being told we can't nothing cause it and that's all it took. And it took us forever to get out of that, low self-esteem and all that. She's saying to our children, she's saying to us, and she's saying to every African and everybody in the world that do not let anybody decide who you are, because you're who God decided you are. And that's the strong human being who is joyous, who loves life.
Ken Zero, thank you so much for speaking to us on Trendz. Say goodbye to everybody at home.
I love you, I really do. This is the reason I have to say goodbye with all of my heart, all of my soul, all my strength.
Okay, that's a wrap.
Give
Goodbye.
you the praise.